Hello, my name is Ilona, and in this video I just want to give a reaction to a video I saw from a tarot reader who's calling out truthers. I just want to give you my point of view. I'm not going to discuss what she said in about the truthers. She sees most truthers are as infiltrated and are black hats or giving misinformation. That's what she mentioned. So I'm like, she is entitled to her opinion. She has the right to put that out there if she feels like that. That's fine with me. I'm not going to mention anything about that because I think that's in a way, it's it's good to tell your truth, but I'd like to focus on other things which I find very important. And one of the things I completely agree with her is discernment. I completely agree with her on that one. People have asked me to do tarot readings about people in the Dutch community, the truther community, also on international scale, more people are more well known. I don't do that. First of all, that's not how I want to look at people. To me, that brings negative energy. That's me. That's how I feel about things. Everyone has the right to say their truth, so she has that right as well. But this is how I feel about that. And I don't think it's going to add anything because and that's my main reason why I don't do it, make your own decisions. Don't make them responsible for what you do or what you follow. That's up to you. So if you follow someone, take it in, take the information in and see if it fits or resonates with you. Don't just follow blindly. We've been doing that for centuries and look what happened. We follow the government, we follow rules, we follow certain laws. We need to wake up. We need to take responsibility for ourselves. Don't just follow me blindly. Make your own choices. See if it resonates with you or not. Please don't make me responsible for parts of your life. I already have a job just taking responsibility for myself. I don't need anyone else's taking anyone else's responsibility on top of me. I just really don't want that. So I completely agree with her on that one. Take your responsibility. Feel if it resonates with you or not. And there's nothing wrong if you follow certain people because it gives you hope. I think hope is a beautiful emotion. It keeps you up. But really listen to what they're saying. Make sure that it feels right to you. Don't just follow things or just don't do your own research. Most of the truthers I know, or I think she mentioned a few, but most of the truthers that I know and I sometimes watch, of course, there are people I do follow, but not in a way that I blindly follow them. I just listen to them, I see what the information is that they bring, and then I see if it resonates with me and if I want to read a card on it or not. That is up to me. And what I do with the information is up to me. So we really need to step into that authority of our own. So if someone, a truther, sells things, well, it's up to you if you want to buy it or not. That's up to you. Do your own research. If it feels right to you, do it. If it doesn't feel right to you, don't. Don't make them responsible for that. If it's a wrong product or whatever, look at it, see why did you want to buy it? Why did you fell for it, so to speak, if it is a wrong product or not? That's up to you. You need to see for yourself if something feels right to you or not. We really need to get out this mindset that other people are responsible for how we think or how we feel. They're not. They can sell you anything they want. It's up to you if you fall for it or not. So I really completely agree with her on that. And I think it's important that we say that. That's really, people just, I'm just, sometimes I've mentioned people videos and I talk about them and then I get in the reactions, yeah, but do you know that they tried to sell this, they did this, they did. I'm just following the information. That's what I work with. I just don't follow that person entirely and I don't take everything that they say as truth. So please, people, stop being so gullible and make your own decisions. It doesn't matter if they're controlled opposition or not. You're the one that's going to follow their information or not. So they can give you all the information they want. If you follow that, that's your responsibility. No one else's. So we need to step out of this victimhood and make other people responsible for that. And there's some other things she also mentioned, which I think is important as well. Well, first of all, I kind of disagree with her about the off-worlders. She sees as off-worlders as Luciferian. There are, of course, lower fourth dimensional off-worlders that are influencing us and in a very negative way. So I agree with her on that they are Luciferian. But not every off-worlder is, you know, from the fifth dimension. The Pleiadians or the Andromedans do not feel like Luciferian to me, so I see that differently. You also have higher dimensions, 7th, 8th, 9th light beings there. Does not feel dark to me. But of course, you will have to watch out if you open yourself up for certain entities, that entity is from a higher realm than the lower fourth dimension. Otherwise, you can bring in wrongful information or information that's really negative in a way. I also want to talk about, because I find that very interesting, she was mentioning the New Age BS, as she called it. And there are things I've seen in the New Age movement. There are things that, of course, have been infiltrated by the Black Hats. They've infiltrated everything. And sometimes they even started certain school thoughts in the New Age movement. So it's very important, even in that, to see if it resonates with you or not. And this is how I see things. So if it doesn't resonate with you, that's fine with me. This is how I see things, as there are some school of thoughts that really everything is an illusion. So you don't have to do anything. Everything is an illusion, doesn't matter. To me, that's a very passive way to keep someone exactly where they are. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to put anything into action. You really are just manifesting what's there, because why consciously manifest when everything is an illusion? It doesn't matter anyway. So you kind of just moving along. So to me, that's harmful, because then you don't step into your own authority and you're not consciously are manifesting, which to me is what we're supposed to be doing here. Also, that the body is not important. In a lot of school of thoughts, the body is seen as inferior. You know, it's not important, really just neglect it, just focus on your spirit. So in a way, you can't really, the energy here needs to be brought to this dimension. Higher energies need to be brought in, and they can only be brought in if we are fully in our body. So by neglecting our body, not paying any attention, you really get a state that you're pretty much out your body, or maybe higher than taking full responsibility for your body. I've noticed it myself, that it's also called dissociating. That especially when I was younger, I would dissociate a lot. I don't think I incarnated very well. I probably didn't even want to go. And there were a lot of things I needed to deal with. That's my next point, by the way. And I didn't want to deal with, or I didn't know how to deal with it. And so I would dissociate. I would kind of be a little bit out of my body, not fully feel my body. And that would be perfect for me to be manipulated, because if you're not in your home, so to speak, someone else can come in. Because really, you're kind of floating around in a way. You're not inhabiting your own home. So that's very important. What I just mentioned, there were things I needed to look at. You also have this idea that you can only focus on positive things. You want to create a positive life, just look at positive things. Just ignore the negative. Don't look at that. Don't think about that anymore. You maybe even know these people are always like, everything's fine, everything's perfect. I'm exaggerating a little bit, although I do know some people that come very close to that. And they are really just living in their bubble. And by not looking at traumatic events, things maybe from past lifetimes, things that need to be healed, not only are you avoiding them, but you cannot fully manifest because it's part of your energy. We are spiritual beings in this body, which is really, how do you say this, also energy that's really just dense in this third dimensional world, and we're moving into the fifth. So there is, I think, a physicality there as well. So we do have a physical body, but it won't be as dense, or the energy won't feel as dense. But we really need to see that to really start creating everything, we need to deal with everything. We can't just run away from our frustrations. We can't run away from our negative emotions. We can't, it's all part of our energy. And if we want to use our energy to manifest, we have to really recognize all those parts and make them part of our energy again. Because negative emotions, they really are kind of frozen. Certain experiences where we couldn't handle are kind of frozen in our energy. So in a way, we cannot look at them, but we are still creating that situation because it's part of our energy, whether it's frozen or not. It's still manifesting. So, for instance, if you have a lot of abandonment issue because of things that happened in your youth, or maybe even in a former lifetime, then if you don't deal with that abandonment issue, you keep creating situations where you're being abandoned. And you're like, how is this possible? I'm only thinking positive thoughts. I only want real connection with people. And why isn't that happening? That's because there are things in your energy who are not part of your energy yet. It's pushed away. It's not handled. So it's very important to clean your own home. And I really mean your energy and your body, obviously. So if you need help with that, that's fine. Look at it. It's don't run away from it. It's very important. So I kind of just wanted to mention this because it's important that we understand that this is the time of the Great Awakening. And the Great Awakening is about stepping into our own authority, keeping our vibration high. That's why I don't see anything wrong if people get hope from it. Now, if they watch certain people and they're like, feel better because they're watching it and they're like, yes, this feels right to me. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't just follow people blindly. Don't believe everything that comes out of their mouth. Do your own research or see if it resonates with you. That's so important. I don't see anything wrong with it. We need to really raise our vibrations. This is the point in time to step into ourselves, to trust, to start creating and manifesting that world we want, that world of connection, that world of love. You can't do that from a place of despair. You can't do that from a place of fear. It's not going to happen. So it's very important to focus on things that make you feel good and make you feel better. I really don't see it as hopium if you're still looking at things realistically. If you just swallow everything they tell you, yes, then of course that's wrong. But if you just take it in, see if it resonates with you, focus on yourself, clean your home, clean your energy. And I'm talking about the body, the energetic body, obviously we have. Connect with your soul, then see what you can do and what you want to do. What feels right to you? What do you want to do in life? Do you want to connect with people? If it's from a place of truth that truly feels right for you, do it. Because then the universe will start supporting you because it fits with your energy. So I do not recommend just following people blindly. Don't be passive, like, oh, I don't have to do anything. Everything is an illusion. No, you need to step into your power and you need to start creating from that power. And then you will feel what is right for you. If it's right to go somewhere, if it's right to connect with people, or maybe start communities or start doing something. If it feels right to you, do it. That's creating, that's manifesting. So I want to leave it at that. I hope to see you in another video. Bye.